I got the call from Cisco and right at the end of 99, 2000, and right after the year 2000, Y2K, I promised my boss there at Silicon Graphics that I would get him through the Y2K, which was a non-event. Mm-hmm. But shortly thereafter, in January of 2000, I came to Cisco, and I've been here almost 14 years.
Let's back up just a little bit further back to Silicon Graphics. Yeah. Your role, I think you said you were in charge of like worldwide communications for Silicon Graphics, is that right? And how old were you when you got that role?
It was, let's see, I was 29 years old.
29 years old?
Yes. And I was running the enterprise worldwide organization.
In your career, you know, what do you think of that? You know, you're so young. I mean, you're still young now, but you know, you're 29 years old and then being charged with something like that. What do you think?
Yeah, being in charge of 220 locations worldwide, and ensuring that that the business ran. You're responsible for almost a $4 billion business, making sure that all the communications and the networks run smoothly. You don't really think of it at that point, but when I go back and I talk to my friends in Pueblo, and they're like, wow, you do all that stuff, and you don't really think about it. And it just really kind of puts things in perspective of when you look back from where I was, where I grew up, and where I was at then and where I'm at today. It really puts things in perspective of when you put your mind and your passion to something, how far you can really get.
So let's go over back to when you were offered a position here at Cisco. What was that?
It was running the internet organization for all of Cisco. So I came in as really leading the Internet Foundation organization, which is at that point in time, if you think about Cisco, the year 2000, the internet was booming. Yes. And I ran the Internet Foundation for the company. So making sure that all of the internet systems and internet capabilities that we were building for Cisco and for our customers were in place and solid, and the commerce capabilities, because we were one of the top commerce companies on the planet. At that point, almost 90% of our purchasing, of our interactions with our customers were online, whether that was commerce, coming in and buying equipment and services from Cisco, or whether that is getting service and support from Cisco. So all of that internet foundation needed to be in place and solid. Because you think about it, at that point, we're about a $10 billion business. $10 billion is no chump change. Absolutely. So you have to make sure that the business is running to support $10+ billion of business. I think when you go into a new job and into a new role, it's exciting, but it's also, there's some anxiety. And if you don't have anxiety, then you're probably not human. And so you have to have that in order to wake up every day and say, I gotta go fix this, I gotta go work on this. Have that sort of, that anxiety or, friendly paranoia, sure. Right? And really wake up every day, wanting to put your shoes on and get to work and fix the problems. And we had a few of them at that point in time. So it's always some anxiety that I think you should have, and that gives you the passion to wake up every day and want to do that job.
And so now you've been here for 14 years. Take us a little bit, or almost, so take us through a little bit of your career here, from there you...
Yeah, so I started in the infrastructure organization, running the Internet Foundation, then building out more of the infrastructure with the networking organization, the database foundation for the company, how we manage our enterprise monitoring and applications. And then I moved over to the business in 2005 to really run the application and systems for our customer advocacy organization, which really got me dealing with customers directly. So on one side, I was able to run the foundation, but now I'm dealing with customer interactions on a daily basis to make sure that the customers are getting what they need. That helped me take a different perspective. And this is a word I think that I've learned throughout Cisco is you have to have a different perspective. Walk the mile in that other person's shoes to see it from their view. And then, from there, worked on many other systems. I've done almost all the major roles in Cisco IT, and that's why I think it's really helped set the tone for the job I have today, which is really around making sure that the architecture of all of our systems and foundations are aligned, both from a business perspective and from a technology perspective.
I've had the opportunity to listen to John Chambers a couple of times, and that's exactly what I do remember. I mean, he does talk about, seeing a problem, a situation from the customer's point of view, and I could see how that, resounds with the entire company.
We have on our badges, the foundation of our badge says customer success. And everything that we do here at Cisco really drives back to what we're doing, how we're doing it, and making sure that the customer benefits from anything that we do at Cisco. Whether that's developing new products, delivering new services, solutions, and my job is to make sure that the business is running. Now it's almost a $50 billion business. And if that business isn't running, then my job is to make sure that it is, or I don't have a job.
Sure.
Right? So that's the anxiety I wake up with every day, is to make sure, that this business, I take it to heart because it's my family. When I look at John Chambers or Rebecca Jacoby, Gary Moore, these are my role models. These are people I look up to, and I want to make sure that every day that, just like my parents, my mom, that I'm making them proud, right? And making thus my family proud.